Watch as head golf professional Remington Post and general manager Ryan Parr as we play the ninth hole. This par 4 plays 514 yards from the back tees and 333 yards from the forward. It is one of our selections for the highest elevated tee box as it plays over 200 feet from tee box to fairway. Tee it up and let it fly as there is very little trouble that guards the fairway, but make sure that your approach is accurate as it is protected by sand traps and a very undulating fast green. If you make par on this hole, you did something special.
This is Tom Bianca, host of Colorado's Voyage radio program on 560 KLZ. This program is all about doing the businesses and lifestyles here in Colorado. And we have these segments where we feature some of the best golf courses in the state. And today we have one. We're at the Raven at Three Peaks here in Silverthorne. And joining me today is General Manager Ryan Parr and Head Golf Professional Remington Post. Welcome to the show. And we're going to have some fun today. We are at one of the best holes that I know in the state, and that's number 9 here. And I'm going to challenge you guys to play this beautiful par 4 hole. And one of you guys have got to let me in on what makes this hole so special. So who would like to start off with?
Well, as someone that grew up here in Summit County, I've played all these golf courses, and there's very few that have elevation with this extreme here. So it's a lot of fun to get up here, and especially with the elevation, you can hit one of your longest drives of your life, and often we hear that story on the way in the clubhouse. So it's got a 225-foot drop-off, par 4. It's 515 yards from the back tee and actually plays about 100 yards downhill. So it's a good opportunity to hit one of your longer drives and enjoy yourself up here in Summit County.
So I see that from looking out, and I'm sure the listeners and viewers viewing this hole and will be able to hopefully come up here and play this hole. It's definitely got a lot of features to it where both the scratch golfer and the high handicapper golfer will have a chance to tee it up, let it rip, and there's probably very little trouble once you get down this elevated tee box, correct?
Yeah, there is a hazard on the right side. People tend to miss over there. I recommend to aim at the clubhouse and favor the left side, and everything tends to kick right towards the fairway. So we do have 5 sets of tees, one option for every type of golfer out there. And it's a good opportunity once you get it in play to actually make a birdie or a solid par. So it really just requires a great tee shot, and that's what opens up this golf hole.
And we're from the back right now, 515 yards. So how far does it play from all sets of tees, Remington?
It plays anywhere between 60 yards and 100 yards less from each tee box. Up here at the 515 mark on the black tee, it plays about 100 yards downhill. So when it is downwind, you can hit it over 400 yards if you're a scratch golfer, which is a lot of fun up here, and don't get that opportunity most places.
So not only is the tee box elevated, but we're talking about a huge elevation here in Silverthorne. How high is it for this golf course?
Right now we're sitting up here about 9,000 feet, which are some of the highest elevated tee boxes in the country. So it's often a little different golf game up here. Most people take a little adjustment period to get their clubs dialed in, and depending where you come from, that can be a club or two longer. So the ball also goes straighter up here, which is nice. There's less curvature at altitude. So it's an enjoyable experience, and we've got to get people out here to try it, and once they do, it's a story they bring home with them.
Oh yeah, the whole course is fantastic, and you gave a good tip on how you're going to play this hole. You aim towards the clubhouse, which is this straight, and you definitely want to aim towards the left side, right? Correct?
Absolutely. Everything slopes left to right. Once you get the ball moving right of the fairway, it tends to kick over into the native grasses. So I recommend to play it down the left side. If you do miss towards the bunker, it still kicks right towards the fairway. So that's going to be your best option in order to overcome the challenge of this tee shot.
So you both got guns. I know you're pretty good golfers. So why don't you have at it, Remington, first, and tell us about your driver, why you use the driver, and what golf ball you use that helps your game out.
Sure. I've been very fortunate to be on staff with Cleveland Shrixon. I'm currently using their Launcher HB, which is a newer version of their high bore. It's launching it higher for me with less spin, especially into the wind like this tee shot today. It helps me keep the ball on a straighter line. I've been using the Shrixon Z-Star XV for about 10 years now. I actually prefer the yellow. It's easier to find, easier to see, and I believe it's a better golf ball, especially in the wind. So I've been very fortunate for their support over the years, and the new equipment's been phenomenal. I actually tied the course record a few nights ago, and this driver's been a key component for that.
I think that's probably your favorite club in the bag now.
It is. The putter is the second favorite. I'm starting to bump that to number one, hopefully.
Yeah, I got done doing a show where we went back in time and they were using the old 1960 wood. So technology has hugely improved the game. And how about you, Ryan? What club are you going to use and why you use it, and the golf ball as well?
Well, like Remington said, I've been lucky enough to be on a different staffing deal, but I'm with Callaway. I've been with them for about 4 years. Recently just put the new Rogue Pro in my bag, Sub-Zero 9.0, Project X, even flow shaft, and I play the Chrome Soft X golf ball, always logoed number 7, just being in Colorado.
And what a lot of people don't realize this, but the loft of the head is very important. So some people don't realize that they're using the wrong loft angle, and most of the PGA pros do have a lower loft angle. Some have 9 degrees, and most amateurs should be at 12 degrees. So what loft angle do you use?
I have mine set at 10. It's a standard 9.0, but with the new technology, you can move up and down. So I've set mine at 10 now that I'm up in altitude. A little bit higher apex, you're going to get a little bit more distance. So, and as long as you keep the spin down, like Remington said. But yeah, you're right. The low loft isn't as favorable as it used to be, but it does get a little windy up here, so you can go both ways.
And how about you, Remington?
I typically play a 9 degree or a 9.5 degree. I find that most amateur golfers could benefit from more loft. They tend to believe that they want to hit it lower to roll more. Ideally, you'd like to launch it as high as possible with the lowest amount of spin. Now, as somebody that hits it low myself, this driver here has allowed me to get a little bit more height out of it. I've actually got a little bit of weight behind the center of gravity, which gets that ball up in the air for me. And with this driver this year, I've gained at least 20 yards, and that's definitely leading to lower scores for me and hitting more fairways. So I believe you should see your local PGA professional. You can come see us here. We've got club fitting equipment. We do demo days with manufacturers. Getting fitted for the proper setup is going to be vital in order to getting the most distance. And again, I believe most golfers play a driver that's too low aloft, and they sacrifice distance as well as accuracy as a result.
Well, I have a prediction here, and my prediction, Ryan, is that Remington is going to beat you out.
Hey, you know what? That's why I'm the GM and he's the head professional.
All right, let me see if my prediction comes true. So let's go have at it, and Remington, you're the first one up.
Okay, perfect.
All right, cool.
So again, I just aimed down the left side. This hole's playing a little bit different today. It's a little bit into the wind, so we're not going to quite get that 400-yard mark. Main thing today is get it in the fairway, give ourselves a chance. The pin's up front, so it's still very obtainable to get a birdie, but I just go through my routine here, take a practice swing to get the feel, and then I'm kind of aiming towards the clubhouse on the left side and just try to hit it solid and keep it on line here.
Awesome. I would say you did that exactly the way you wanted it to, right on the left-hand side, and it's going to kick right into the fairway.
And it should kick right. I might be in the rough, possibly fairway, but I've got a great angle, and again, just right side, get it in place so I still have a chance here.
Yes, that was fun. That was a nice ball. It really kicked, like you said, pretty good. So we'll be excited when we go down there to see what you have left.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Ryan. All right, so you've got a little bit higher loft angle on that head of yours. So let's see if you could get a little bit closer than Remington. What do you think?
Let's see.
All right, good. Oh, yeah, you got definitely a little bit higher launch angle on that for sure, Ryan. So, and that is dead center in the fairway. So, I love
He's got
that.
a little
That was
distance on me,
awesome. You think so?
He's got a little distance on me.
Okay. Well, let's go check it out
All right.
and see how you're going to do the approach shot.
Sounds good.
Awesome. I can't say what a beautiful shot that was, Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't think you could ask anything better. It's a great lie. And you just came right over that little hill right there, the little mound, and rolled down perfectly for you to have a nice 100 and what do you think, 60-yard, 200-yard approach shot?
About 190.
190.
190.
Okay. So I see the green is protected on the right and left-hand side. It's the pin situated in the front of the green. So how do you go about this particular approach shot, Ryan?
Well, this green slopes off from front left to right towards the water. So a good aiming spot here is going to be just short left of the pin, and let that thing roll on and trickle down towards the pin.
Short left, and what club are you going to be using to attack the green?
I'm going to hit a 6-iron.
6-iron?
Yep.
Okay, so 6-iron, 185 yards would be perfect. A little run up to the pin, leave you about maybe a foot for birdie. What do you think?
I think that would be perfect.
We're always thinking optimistically.
I think that would be perfect.
All right, go ahead and give it a whirl, Ryan. You got a little draw on that?
A little bit.
Yes. And look at you. Oh, my God. That was picturesque, Ryan. I don't think you'd, do too much
I got to put
better.
a little pressure on him every now and then.
Well, it only leaves you about 15 feet for that birdie. And then what happens now? If you birdie it, it's going to make you feel good going into number 10, right?
It is. Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and see what Remington has left. And now he's got a little challenge left for him to outdo you on
That's
this
right.
hole. Awesome. It's not necessarily distance, but it's accuracy on that approach. And
That's how us older guys got to get the younger guys.
That's right, Ryan. Well, Remington, I got a smile. You did outdo Ryan like he thought by a good 180 yards.
Well, not quite that, but again, we've got an elevated tee box where you can hit some of your longer drives. So I've got about 150 to the center. It's about a 365-yard drive into the wind. Some days when we're downwind out here, you can get it over 400. So again, that was the challenging part of the hole. Now it's time to make the birdie. So I've got 137 yards here. I'm using my Bushnell Pro X2 rangefinder, and it's got slope on it, which is nice when you're on this golf course. It's actually down 6 yards, so this is going to play about 130 yards. So that gives me a good idea of what I need to hit coming into the green. If I hit my longer club, which would be my pitching wedge here, I may go long. So I'm going to hit my gap wedge, which is about a 130-yard club. If it comes up a little short, like you saw with Ryan's shot, it can still kick forward on the green and give us a good birdie opportunity.
So you were right. It didn't make the fairway. It just missed it by about a foot. So that adds a little bit more of a challenge now that's in the rough. So how do you attack the shot when it's in the rough? Do you open up your stance, or how do you play it?
Well, this particular rough here isn't very thick, so I've still got a good chance of stopping the ball. You do need to play for a little less spin, so when it hits the green, it's going to tend to run out more. When you do get into some of the thicker rough out here, I'd always recommend to take more loft as opposed to less loft. That way you can get it airborne and get it going the right direction. But here at the Raven, we don't have very thick rough like you might see at some other golf courses or in a U.S. Open. We like to keep it pretty fair and fun for people. So our course is very forgiving off the tee. If you do miss the fairways like I did here, you still have a pretty good shot of getting it on the green.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and see if you could get a little inside Ryan for your approach shot.
Thing.
Yeah, you caught that really nice. You grabbed the grass, and
I played it a little left of the flag. It kind of kicked forward and long. So again, coming out of the rough, a little tougher to stop it, but I still have a good opportunity. At the very least, I'm going to have a 2-putt par. So I think on this hole, a par's good at any time.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that, being that there's a slope there, that the ball didn't run back down. So if you had the opportunity with a little bit more spin, it probably would have rolled back down.
Yeah, the fairway, I could have spun it a little bit more. Again, we're going away from the mountain here, so everything going away from this peak up here is going to be a little bit faster and tend to run more. So if I would have hit the fairway, would have had a better chance, but I'm on the green and still have a birdie putt, so I'm happy with that.
And you're exactly right. It's definitely a lot better approaching to the left-hand side of this hole. So
yeah, absolutely. It takes a lot of the trouble out of play, especially the water on the right. So aim somewhat towards the clubhouse, and you'll have success off the tee over here.
I think Ryan beat you. I think he's on the
Ryan
inside
did beat me. I had a gap wedge. He had a 6-iron, but again, the old guys won on that. We'll see if I can make the putt.
All right, let's do it. All right, Remington, you've got about, I'd say 20 some odd feet, right?
Yeah, not a bad shot. Again, that downslope kicks it forward. I would rather miss to this pin a little bit long where I am. I'm actually putting back up into the mountain, so even though this putt's a little bit downhill, it doesn't play quite as fast as it looks. So technically, I'm putting uphill right now going into the mountain, so pretty good opportunity. This green, like Ryan said, goes severe from left to right, so this putt's going to tend to break a little bit more left than I would expect it to. So I'm going to play a little extra break, hopefully make the birdie, and at the very least, I've had a good par on a tough hole.
Yeah, and for those guys and golfers and ladies who have not been up here, you might get distracted by the view when you're putting towards the mountains here.
We do get golfers with views, and they get a little distracted, and they often don't want to leave. So we're pretty fortunate to live up here in Summit County, and it's a beautiful place to experience for a vacation as well.
Awesome. So how do you read the green, and how fast are they?
Our greens are rolling about 10 right now. Our downhill putts away from the mountain can roll out a couple extra feet, and the putts into the mountain are a little bit slower. I tend to read for speed first, so up or downhill or level, and then look at the break from there. We tend to underread our putts when there is break involved, so again, this putt breaks a little bit more left than people tend to see, just because of the severity of the slope of the green going from left to right.
Well, I'm not saying I'm against you, but I'm rooting for Ryan to get that birdie.
Ryan's got a better opportunity. He's putting straight uphill. I'm putting with a lot of right to left break, but I'll give it my best shot here. And again, we're making a par on a challenging hole, so I'm okay with that as well.
Yes. All right. 25 feet left, roughly. All right. Let's see you make it, Remington. You had the right speed.
Right speed. I played a little bit too much break. I tend to miss this putt short and to the left, so I'm okay with that. It's a good par. It was playing into the wind off the tee. We'll see if Ryan can make it. If he does, good for him. I think he's well played the hole, considering he had driver 6-iron and I had wedge. I should have hit it much closer.
Awesome. Well, I don't say the pressure's on you for this birdie putt, Ryan, but, I think there's got to be a little bit of nerve surrounding this roughly 10-footer.
I don't know. I'm sitting here in 2 on this hole. That's all right. Like Remington said, make 4 here. That's a good score. But if you have a good chance at birdie, that's always a bonus.
Well, I feel that you're going to make birdie here. So same thing. I'm going to ask you how you read the greens and what kind of style of putting do you do?
Well, everything out here, you got to look at the terrain. So, the whole hole played away from the mountain this way towards us. When you get to the green, oftentimes it's going to do the same thing. Got a little bit of a swell over here on the left side and up to this spine. So we should be sitting somewhere in a fairly straight putt, maybe a little left to right.
So you don't do the spider thing and get down on all fours to look at the green, do you?
Not at my age.
All right. So you're expecting this thing to break a little bit left then?
A little bit left to right.
Okay. All right. Let's see you make it.
It started to come.
Oh, you're right. It did. Yeah, I wasn't expecting. Well, awesome, you guys. Great pars, great information about how to play this hole. It's a very, very fun hole. It's definitely one that you want to come out and put on your bucket list. So can you tell us a little bit, I'll go with you, Remington. Can you tell us a little bit more about the course, how far it plays from the back tees and to the forward tees? And can you let all handicapped golfers come out here and enjoy the course?
Yeah, absolutely. There's, again, 5 sets of tee boxes, so we have an option for everybody. Our ladies are playing anywhere from 5,700, and our back tees go all the way to 7,250. So most golfers fall somewhere in between. Again, a lot of options out here. Most important thing is to enjoy the experience, have fun. A lot of these views people don't get to see on a daily basis. So it's a relaxing environment that we provide over here, and something to bring home and a story to tell your friends. So I would strongly recommend to play during the peak season, July and August. The weather's just absolutely beautiful up here, and we're very fortunate and lucky to live in Summit County.
And I'll go with you now, Ryan. How many holes come into play with hazards of ponds and traps and things like that?
Unfortunately, all of them. Yeah, I mean, when you're up here in Summit County with views like this and the mountains, you got lakes and trees and sand traps and split fairways and island greens and the whole deal. So we've got a good mix of everything here. But I would say that the benefit to the golfer is we do have some pretty wide fairways here, so you got a good opportunity to keep it in play.
And do you offer tournament play?
We do. Yep, we do offer tournament play.
Any kind of tournament play, nonprofits, corporate, any kind of outings?
All of them. We host a number of different events every year, from member events to charity outings. So we welcome all groups that want to come up and enjoy the course.
And how about the tee times? Can they book reservations online, give you a call, and how do they access that?
Yeah, both. Phone number, email, online. We're on a number of different websites, so a lot of access to get on the golf course.
And it's a fully equipped pro shop. You got restaurant, practice range, putting greens, and all that good stuff,
We
right?
do have all that. We have a brand new restaurant in there this year that we're really excited about. A great selection of merchandise in the golf shop, lots of top brands, and a very knowledgeable PGA staff that can help assist that.
And I'll finish with you, Remington. For golfers like you who are able to swing as hard as you can and as far as you can, is there any holes that you can not use the driver here?
I tend to hit driver on every hole. We even have a drivable hole, number 5. It's 345 yards. If you cut the corner and hit it about 320, you can get it on the green. I hit driver on everything. Number 11 is a par 5 where there is a run out into water, so I may hit 3-wood there. If it's downwind, into the wind, you can usually hit driver. But I like to be aggressive out here. Once you hit good drives in the fairways, it's a manageable golf course. So definitely bring your driver and get your swing together, because out here, the shorter the club in, the closer you're going to be and the lower scores you're going to shoot.
And why don't you go ahead and tell us once again on how they can book a tee time and your address and phone number here.
Sure. Our best way to go is raven@threepeaks.com. That's our website. There's preferred rates on there. You can book up to 30 days in advance online, or you can call us in the golf shop at 970-262-3636. We're here 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So we'd love to help you with your tee times. Our members out here tend to book their tee times in advance, as well as you should. Our weekends get very busy. This is definitely a destination for people, especially coming from Denver. So call us as soon as advance as you can, get your plans together, and we'd love to have you up here.
And if you need a lesson, Remington can handle that, right?
I can help with lessons as well. I teach anything from beginners to tour players, everything in between. I can help any golfer anytime. We do have a good practice facility, a good chipping green, putting green, as well as a range with many targets out there. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to come down, whether you're looking for the minimal price lesson or you want an individual lesson. We have everything to offer here.
Awesome. I can see this golf course is rated among the favorites for mountain courses. And we appreciate you guys joining us, playing the golf hole. I enjoyed it. It was great to see you guys hit such a good tee shot, approach shot, and make a par in this fun hole. This is Tom Bianca, host of Colorado's Voyage radio program. And once again, if you have not visited the Raven at Three Peaks, make sure you come up here. Great golf course, great views, great time. And we'll see you next time on Colorado's Voyage radio program on 560 KLZ.